Hey, hey! Welcome to my home business office attic. I love it up here and I love sharing with you all the tips that I've learned over the years in the home business so to save you some headaches, right? So today's topic is all about lead magnets. What is a lead magnet? Well, I wrote down a little definition here. A lead magnet is simply a free, helpful resource that you give to people in exchange for their email or their contact information. Most of the time with us online businesses, it is an email because you do want to build a list. Why? Why do you want to build a list? Well, there's a plethora of reasons. Let me just list a few before I dive into some examples of what these lead magnets could look like. One, a lot of us run our businesses on social media, right? We're gathering leads and talking to people on social media, but let me take that back. We're not gathering leads. We're just talking to people on social media, putting them into a group, a Facebook group, for example, or a LinkedIn group or something like that. And the problem is that we don't own those platforms. We think that the audience and followers that we build on TikTok and Instagram are our leads, but they're not. You could get shut down at any moment on any of those platforms for any reason. Okay, you follow the guidelines and the rules. You might not read all the guidelines and the rules, but there's also some unwritten guidelines and rules that you might unknowingly break. Done it. Been there. I've broken them. So I do know that you can. I mean, a friend of mine had a really lucrative Facebook group. Luckily, she was starting to build her list, so she did have some of us, because I was in the group, on her list, but her Facebook group did get shut down, and all of a sudden, all those people are gone. No way to get in touch with them, except for the ones that were on her email list. So that was a painful lesson for her, and I don't want you to have to learn that lesson. So you need to have contact information. Now, some people will collect phone numbers so that they can text. And it depends on the marketer and it depends on who your audience is, because some people don't like to be bothered on their cell phone. I do give my number to some people because I do want to be reminded to show up on their webinars and stuff like that. So there is that. Anyway, that's what a lead magnet does, is it helps us if we don't have the leverage and we don't have the audience already built. We don't have the influence because we haven't been on stage yet, or our name is not known. So we need a way to entice people who are interested, people who are looking for us and our solution. We need a way to entice them to give us their email. People are wary these days, so you do need to have some kind of something that will help them. And that is one of the keys. But I'm going to talk about that in the next episode. But this episode, I'm just going to show you some examples of what these lead magnets could look like. I have 10 examples. And it's kind of just a starting place to start to bring that cold audience, the people that are seeing your videos and seeing your content. You drop, like, for example, drop ebook. I'll send you my free ebook on how to make money online. I go through some examples of different streams of income that you can start on your own. That's what I have. I have an ebook. I have an AI cheat sheet. If you don't know how to ask ChatGPT, you don't know how to compose a prompt, and you don't know some of the tricks that you can use to help it help you. Believe me, once you start using it, it's a powerful brainstorming assistant. I use it every day. It's amazing because once it gets to know your voice, it can write like you. It can sound like you. Well, not my voice. I don't have it programmed that hard. But anyway, It's my assistant. Okay, so if you want that, drop AI. What are some of the other? I have free masterminds if you need to work on some of your mindset. Drop mastermind if you want that. I have free courses. One is showing you how to stay safe online, how to put safeguards in place, like your password and your MFA and all that kind of stuff. Drop AI for that. It's the same keyword as the cheat sheet because you know what? If you drop them, I'll send you both. What else? I have a free course on using AI in your content. Guess what? You'll get that with the other two. AI, drop it. Those are all examples of lead magnets. I have more. I don't know what's all. If you go to learnwithginny.com/links, you'll find a whole bunch of them. But let me share my screen because I want to also show you where you can create some of these lead magnets to throw on your website or in a capture page. If you need a system for creating capture pages, I have a source where you can create them. Unlimited pages for $25 a month. Drop pages and I'll get you that. All right, let me share my screen. Come over here, get my face out of the way, and it'll just be there because I already searched for some of these things. And I'll make me a little smaller so I'm in the upper right hand corner over here. How about right there? Looks like I need to update my browser, hey? Speaking of safety, you need to update your software when it tells you because usually they're plugging holes. Okay, so let's talk about some of these lead magnets. Let me make sure I'm showing because I did a video, I think it was last week, and the whole time I didn't realize my screen wasn't showing and I was just talking like I was showing you the screen. Oh, I love technology, but it only does what you tell it to do. So sometimes human error gets in the way. Okay, so number one is a checklist or a cheat sheet. So for example, if I type in cheat sheet, the AI cheat sheet that I created right here, this AI prompt cheat sheet, this green one, I'll show you it. I created that. All I did was fill in, these blocks were already here. I used a template and then I filled it in with examples. So if you want that cheat sheet, drop AI. Let me go back. If I scroll down, there's Canva, there's templates for all kinds of cheat sheets that you can use, like, lists of words. And I once had a magical list of words for copywriting. I don't know if I still have that one. Here's a lead magnet cheat sheet. Look at that. It's actually 2 pages long and it says 30 irresistible lead magnet ideas. I could actually use that, couldn't I? You would just click it and use it. What else we got here? A self-care cheat sheet. There's all kinds of ideas in here and layouts that, what's this one? Start a chat. SEO cheat sheet. All kinds of stuff in here that people have created that you can use the templates. So you don't even have to come up with all of it by yourself. You should come up with something that so that you can back it up, because that's the whole purpose, is you are giving them something, a little tidbit of value that will help them. Because that's what you're getting paid to on the back end, right? You're getting paid on the back end to offer your services or your courses or your tools, whatever it is. You'll find all of that in my ebook. Okay, so cheat sheets. What did I say? A checklist. I bet you if I type in checklist, there will be templates. Sure enough, here they are, checklists. And then what's cool about Canva too is if you have a color palette that goes with your site, you can apply it on all of these templates with a little bit of time. Okay, number 2 is a quick start guide. So, quick start guide. If I type that in, I don't know if there's very many templates in there. Yeah, there are. Start a small business from home. I doubt that it's as comprehensive as the book I created because my ebook is like, I don't know, 30 some pages long. But yeah, quick tips, quick start guides. So you just find a template that works for you. A quick start guide would be like 5 steps to starting your first online business, or 5 steps to losing the belly fat. Whatever it is that you do, you could do that. Just a quick start guide. When I was in the weight loss industry, I had a quick start guide to lose your first 5 pounds. And it was simple. It was just 5 things, like drink enough water and eat enough protein and fat to keep yourself full, but lower your calorie intake and start walking or something. I think that's 4 things. I came up with 5, but there was like 5 things that you could do right now and implement, get some results, and then you're like, yay, Ginny helped me get results. Now I'm ready to buy her full-blown program or whatever it is that she's offering on her email that she writes to at least once a week. I write several times a week, but whatever it is, you should at least touch base with your customers, your leads, once a week, or they will forget who you are. That's okay. If you have a list and you haven't been writing them, write them today. Say, hey, I'm still here. I'm getting my stuff together for you, whatever it is. Okay, that's a little tangent. Quick start guide. Number 3 is a template, like a budget tracker or content planner. I bet you know what? I know there's content planners in here. Content planner in... Yeah, I actually have examples here that I got from other people. It's possible that I can share with... I'll have to see whose they are. And if they are shareable, I will share them with you. Just ask. Okay, but there are Canva templates. Here's a social media planner. Here's another one, content calendar. There's all kinds of them. Yep. Pick one. And you can provide that to your customers, whatever it is. Budget tracker, I don't know if Canva would have one, but I do know there are templates out there and you could create your one. Oh, what did I say? A budget planner, well, here's a planner, a budget planner. Yep, there are templates for budgets in Canva, so you could do that too. So this is just an example. You can provide a template to your customers, your leads, to get them started on whatever your solution is. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. A free ebook. I wrote an ebook. And when I searched for templates in here, the problem is that a lot of these are ebook covers. However, if you go to create/ebooks, Canva brings you right here to create ebooks professionally. So if I click start designing, if you want that link, just drop ebook Canva, because if you drop ebook, I'm going to send you my ebook. If you want this, the link that I had in this video, it should show up on the screen. You could pause it and zoom in into the address bar. But anyway, it'll open it up and it'll show me all these little templates for different kinds of pages. So what you could do is you could start, with your title page or whatever, and then I could add a page. And where did the, if I hit design. Okay, so this is kind of cool. It's smart enough to know that I picked this poster, this minimalist coming soon poster type style. So then it picked this color scheme. And then if I scroll down, I bet you most of the stuff will look similar. So I could use some like newspaper type pages, inside and start typing or whatever. You'll find all kinds of stuff in here if you just click around. It'll take you a little bit to find your particular style, but it'll work. And then what you do is after you typed it all out, and by the way, I have a workshop coming. I'm going to show you how to get these done fast so you don't have to do all of the work yourself. You can use an assistant to help you. But anyway, that's beyond the scope of this shorter video. I don't have time to sit here for hours on end and show you that. But I am doing a workshop next week. If you want in, just type workshop. I'll get you in if you see this before Monday. Otherwise, you'd have to get the recording, and that's possible. It is possible for a price. The workshop is free, live. Okay. So anyway, what was I saying? Oh, but once you type it all out, if you hit share and then download, what you can do is choose PDF. And when you download it as a PDF, you can upload it onto your server or wherever your website is hosted and put a capture page in front of it. Me, the way I do it, here's how the mechanism works. I'll show you. I'll show you my page. What is it called? homegrownfreedom.net. Hopefully it comes up. I just did the redirect and it might not be. Oh, it is. Cool. Okay, so this is my capture page. And it describes the book. And then you hit download now, a little bit about me. And there's another download button at the bottom. So if you hit download, it asks for your email. There we go. It says, thanks. Check your email in a few minutes. Your ebook is on its way. Okay. So that is my capture page. So when I check my email, it'll be sitting there and I just download it in my email. That's the way my mechanism works. It's simple. I like it. It gets them on my list and it gets them used to opening my emails. They open the first one because they want their ebook. And then I can write to them and they'll know it's me, continually keeping in touch and providing more value to them as we go. Okay. That was my, a mini guide is simple too. You can dive, in an ebook or a mini guide, you can dive a little bit deeper into a topic, which is what I did in my ebook, for example. It give them more value, more actionable tools, tips, whatever, to get them going. What number are we on? 1, 2, 3, 4. We're on number 5. I'm going to type it in there so I don't forget where we're at. Worksheet or a workbook. Guess what? There are templates in Canva. Worksheet. Oh, I forgot to mention, I just noticed my tab over here. Etsy. I noticed there were Etsy sellers that, create some templates for you to use. So, depending on how much, if you want to spend a little bit of money, there are ebook templates out here already laid out by these designers and they look pretty cool. So you might want to check that out. I would look for their ratings too, make sure that they're probably 5 stars. Most of them are, it looks like. A few of them have a little less. Depends on how many, right? But I didn't know this. So when I created my ebook, I didn't know there were templates out there on Etsy. So if you go to Etsy and look for ebook template, Canva, because you want to be able to use it in Canva. If you need a free account with Canva, make sure you get my link to set yourself up. It's in my ultimate list of home business apps, and you can download that on my website or just type apps and I'll get it to you. So, worksheets, check it out. There's all kinds of worksheets in here, even worksheets for little kids. So, you can use any of them and change them to match whatever your worksheet happens to be. I don't really have an example of a worksheet or a workbook. I've used workbooks in courses before, and that's something. So I think it would be more like something like this probably. This is a lesson for a kid, but still, if I customize it, you could just change the title to be, how to find your perfect customer, whatever it is. Something like that, right? make it fit. But I'm not going to edit this whole thing in front of you because that will take too much of your time. But you get the point, right? And then we'll talk about it, give a little details, and then ask the questions here for the person to fill out, right? So that's how you would do it. Then you could just add a page or copy the page if you just wanted to put more questions or whatever. So that would be like a worksheet or a workbook, right? All right. Number 6 is a video tutorial. Now, a video tutorial, I don't think I have an example other than perhaps my free courses, my free mini courses are kind of like a video series. So you could do something like that. I don't know if I can show you an example or not. Let me see. If it's easy, I'll show you. If it's not, yeah, I don't think it's going to be super easy to get in there and show you. So I wasn't ready for that. Didn't think of it until just now because I was thinking video tutorial as in like a capture page where you just put in your email and then maybe the first video is on the first page and then you put your email in, and then on the next page might be video 2, 3, 4, or 5, whatever it is. You could call it a mini course or you could call it a video tutorial. You could call it a video series, a video workshop, whatever. Make it short, but explain the topic, and do that one if you're more comfortable on camera than you are on designing things. That would work out perfect. Number 7 is quiz or assessment, right? So if I type in quiz, now I will mention I haven't used it yet, so I'm not a pro at it. I'm not super good at it. But if you, I'm sorry, lost my train of thought there. In the funnel builder that I was talking about, that you can create unlimited funnels for $25 a month, there is a quiz builder in there. There's a quiz thing built in. I have not played with it yet, but I know it's in there because I've seen other people do it. I haven't really implemented a quiz into my lead magnets. I haven't really thought about it. But if that's something of your interest, definitely drop pages below and I'll get you that link to sign up and get going on your funnel builder. So if you want to just do like a quiz that's a template in Canva and design it, again, there's all kinds of templates in here and ideas. So there's that. Discount code or a coupon. If you're in e-commerce, you could just set up, that's a simple one, right? You could, to get them in and get them on your list, you can offer them. I see it all the time on my favorite retailers' sites. They'll pop up and say, hey, save 20% on your next order if you give us your email or give us your cell phone number like Duluth Trading did. I put my number in because I wanted the discount. So definitely that's a great way to collect their information is by giving them a discount code if you're in e-commerce and you're selling products. Number 9 is an email series. This is kind of cool, and it takes very little setup because all you need is a capture of their emails. That is it. You just offer a series that's helpful to them. I remember years ago, I think it was Dan Meredith, I signed up for one of his. His was actually a paid one. And a paid lead magnet, by the way, is called a tripwire. And what you do is you sell it at a low price because then you're getting, and the theory is that you're getting paying customers into your list. They're already used to paying for something, so they're more likely to buy something from you. At least that's the theory. I still use freebies. That's okay. I mean, there is a little bit of controversy out there about whether freebies attract too many tire kickers, where they just get on your list for the freebie and then they leave, which I've seen many times on my list. But then again, I might pay $1 for something and then get off their list too because I just wanted the thing, right? I don't know. You do what you need to do and then figure out what works best for you. Some people use the Tripwire to pay for their advertising. So they're advertising for something and they'll charge a low price so that it pays for itself and the leads pay for themselves when they're coming in on paid ads. So that's an idea too, because once they're on your list, you can keep in touch with them, keep them engaged with valuable content, valuable emails. But anyway, I got off topic and tangent right there, but an email series is a good idea too. It's like a lot of people used to do like challenges or boot camp emails, right? Where day one, here's what we're learning and here's your homework. Day two, and it kept me on these particular email series that I signed up for, it kept me engaged because there was homework assignments every day, and every day I was checking. Here's day one, day two. If I missed one, I could search my email for their topic plus day one, day two, right? I know some exercise gurus who do it this way too. They'll say, day one, we're just going to start with replacing pop with water. That's what we do in day one, stuff like that. So email series, simple. You just come up with your idea, figure out how long it is, and get some of your emails written and in the queue, ready to go, have people sign up, and then you just have your autoresponders schedule them to come out day after day after day. It's not hard. It's pretty easy. I have a free email system that I use. If you want that type email, I'll get it to you. Number 10 is a resource list. Okay, here's a cool thing. In my ebook, I actually had the resource list in the ebook. 2 of them. One was my list of tools, which is also its separate lead magnet, my ultimate list of home business tools and apps that I use every day. And then a whole giant list. Oh, my light almost fell. A whole giant list of mindset and marketing books. It's a very long list actually, but it's at the end of the book, of my ebook in the resources. So if you want that type ebook. Otherwise, yeah. So a resource list is a really good idea. And it's easy. I've seen people just do a Google Doc with a list in it. And you can publish that as a PDF. You don't even have to use anything fancy like Canva. So that is what a lead magnet is, and 10 lead magnet ideas. Here, I'll just summarize them real quick to end this segment. 10 examples of lead magnets were checklist or check sheet, quick start guide, template like a budget tracker or content planner, free ebook or mini guide, worksheet or workbook, video tutorial or free mini course like I did, quiz or self-assessment, discount code or coupon, email series, and a resource list. Those were the 10 ideas. If any of them resonate with you, let me know. Drop the comments. I would love to hear. So I'm going to introduce myself again for the next segment, and it's called 10 Things You Need to Know About Lead Magnets. So I got to introduce myself again because this live goes on for a little bit. Plus, secret tip, I split these up into 3 different videos. It's working good for me so far. I might have to do them less because I'm actually behind a little bit. Like I'm still editing last week's video. Whatever. I like that I got these live for you almost weekly. Last month, I think I missed 1 or 2, but whatever. We're getting there. And it's working pretty good because then I have a plethora of content from all these videos. I would love to show you. I think we will show you on one of my future workshops. But anyways, let me introduce myself again and then we'll dive into the next segment. Hey, it's Ginny. Welcome to my home business attic office. where I'm sharing tips and mindset, success tips, whatever, all kinds of things that will help you grow and your business and succeed online. So this topic is what you need to know about lead magnets. Lead magnets are important. I recently took a boot camp, a paid boot camp, and coincidentally, another of my favorite guru marketers had a free workshop. And what's interesting is that there was a synchronicity between the two. They both referenced Gene Schwartz's Breakthrough Advertising book, which dives really deep into marketing, psychology, and ads and stuff. It's super deep and dense. But anyway, you have to be a real geek to want to read it. Drop geek if you're like me. So anyway, what's interesting is that they both, today on both of the calls, talked about lead magnets. And today when I'm recording this. And it's interesting because everybody that is a marketer will recommend having a freebie unless you have some influence. Now, there is some reverse psychology around not having a lead magnet. You have to have some really good copy on your site. I can show you examples. Maybe I'll do that one day. We'll look at sites because I know some people who have wonderful curated lists just from people putting in their emails because they want to read their emails. I would love to be that person one of these days. But I do have lead magnets to get people on my list. And what it needs to be, number one, start with things that you know that you can teach. They also need to be relevant to what it is you're offering. And hopefully you know a lot about what you're offering, right? So the lead magnet should be around a topic that you're familiar with. It should feel natural so that you feel more confident talking about it. Number two is keep it simple. So it doesn't need to be big and fancy. It also shouldn't be too complicated. Simple is better. Simple is easier. Simple gets you started. So you step forward and do something. So don't make it too complicated. Keep it simple. I think that's a rule for almost anything in life, right? The whole KISS concept. Keep it simple, silly. Number three is actually give real value. Don't give them fluff. Don't give them something stupid. Yes, give them something that they can take and run with. Give them something that will give them a result. Because if you're the person that breaks through whatever they're stuck on, you're the hero. They're going to buy something from you, right? So give them real value. Give them something that they can act on, something that will give them results. Number four is focus on one thing in your lead magnet. Now, the reason why I emphasize in your lead magnet is because you should create more lead magnets as you go and you should also tweak it as you go because you learn more and you learn more of what your audience needs. So sometimes you need to refresh those lead magnets or make them better or make new ones if you find out that there's something your leads want more, right? I found that some people really liked my AI cheat sheet, for example. So I created that. It's a prompt guide. You can get it if you type cheat sheet in the comments and I'll get it to you. I also at the same time created an AI course on creating content with AI. And it's just really an example of me using Designer and ChatGPT and stuff like that. I just kind of walk people through on how I used it to help me create content. I've used it even more now, so I could probably make a more comprehensive course. But again, it's free and that's how I get your information. Type AI if you want that. So actually, you focus on the one thing in the lead magnet, right? Does that make sense? Overwhelming people with a ton of info is probably too much. And I don't know, my ebook might be a little too much. We'll see. I'm testing it. So if you want my ebook, drop ebook. It was about ways to make money from home and ways to get going in this business. So number 5 is knowing your audience, which I just mentioned. So whoever you're speaking to, those people are looking for something that you have. My mentor always said, I'm looking for people who are looking for me. I have a particular skill set that I can help you with. And my skill set is growing and getting deeper. So at this point, I almost have to step back and remember what it was like to be a beginner and help you get started. So I have to get in that. I have to step into where you are on the spectrum. Are you a beginner who doesn't know what a lead magnet is, doesn't know what an autoresponder is, doesn't know how to set up your whole system because it's confusing? You could be there, or you could be a more advanced marketer that just needs some more ideas and maybe a little bit deeper marketing psychology and stuff like that. So there's different places where my audience are, but my lead magnets need to speak to them, if that makes sense. So know what they want, know their language, what they talk about, what they lay in bed thinking about, worrying about. An idea just popped into my head and I forgot what it was. There was at one time in one of, was it Dan Kennedy's book? Oh, I'd have to look. Anyway, I don't want to get off on a tangent. So number 5 was know your audience. So know what your people want. Do a little bit of market research. Figure out where your people are hanging out. Here's where I found people. I found Reddits and subreddits where they're hanging out. I found conversations right in there where they're talking about their problems and their issues. I found Amazon books and read the reviews, because sometimes in the reviews you might find holes where, like, they didn't like this about this book because it wasn't detailed enough, and maybe you know the details, or maybe it was too detailed and you can simplify it, stuff like that. So Reddit, Amazon, and Facebook groups, of course. Facebook groups, you find the same things, the conversations that people are having, they're complaining about, you have the solutions to their problems. So then you speak right to those people. Number 6 is use tools that you're comfortable with. So start with what you know. I don't know how many times my mentor told me that. Start with what you know. I would get obsessed with learning tools because I really like learning tools. I would be like, I want to use Canva. I got to learn how to use Canva. That's how I was, right? So the problem is that you get stuck learning all these things and then you never get started. So start with what you're comfortable with. Start with what you know. Start with what you know how to do. So let's say you know how to create a Word document. So use Word. You can export that as a PDF and there is your lead magnet, right? If you're comfortable with Canva and you want to use some of the templates that I showed you on another episode, then use Canva. By the way, all the tools that I use, I have in my ultimate list of home business tools. If you want that, type tools, I'll get it to you. Number 6, that was number 6. Find tools. Use tools you're comfortable with. Number 7, create a clear call to action. So the goal of the lead magnet is to take the audience to the next step, right? So let's say you're signing up for an email list, or you're downloading a free resource. So my ebook, for example. The next step is check your email, because your download link will be in your email. So that's my call to action. It's actually on my little thank you note when they put their email in. That's the call to action. On the site itself, the call to action is download your book now. It's just a button, right? Because they need to put their email in so they can get their book. So you need to tell them what to do. I'm not sure why that is, but if you don't tell people what to do, they get confused. And there's a quote hanging around out there. If you know it, drop it. I can find it, but I'm not going to take the time to do that when I'm talking to you live. But there is a confused prospect won't do anything. And that's not the quote, but it's something like that. But a confused prospect just won't. They won't buy. They won't put their email in. They won't do anything because they're confused. And it only takes that split second of confusion. So you want to make it clear. And I've made this mistake many, many times. Many times. I don't know how many times people have looked at my page, people who are smarter than me, and said, well, Ginny, it's unclear. This is confusing, and they'll read it out loud, and I'll be like, oh, yeah, that does sound confusing. So there is a tip for you right there. Read your copy out loud. Turn yourself around. Here's what I do sometimes is I'll send emails to myself. I'll look at capture pages on my phone because it's different than looking at my desktop where I'm working or my laptop. And I can feel like I'm maybe the prospect looking at my page and I can see it through different eyes. You have to put their eyes on and look at it and see if it's confusing. So clear call to action. Number 8, make it attractive, which can be simple. Simple is much more attractive than too busy, right? So just keep it simple, keep it clean. I don't know how many times I've had too busy of a website, and that's confusing too, because their eyeballs are going all over the place, and you want their eyes to stay on your copy, to stay engaged until they click the button or whatever the call to action is. Number 9, share a story. Add a personal touch, even if it's just a sentence, right? On my page, I just did a little tiny blurb about me, and I kind of hooked it into how I'm in the same situation, how I've overcome that situation, and how I know how to help them. Storytelling is powerful. You should really, really hone that skill. I'm still honing that skill because that is like the most powerful. Keep honing that skill. I keep forgetting to go back to using the skills that I learned. Maybe one of my future workshops will be on storytelling. You should be on my list if you want to be in any of my workshops, because I've got ideas popping up and questions from clients that I'm going to help them with for free, and you might want to be a part of that. Okay, so number 10 is test and improve. So don't worry about it being perfect. Perfect is an enemy to you getting anything done. So good enough is good enough for now, right? And if it flops, it flops. Big deal. Then you look at it and you figure out what's wrong with it. You fix it. You put it out again. And there's always room for improvement. And the best feedback you'll get is the lack of action, right? I mean, if you're not getting leads, then I don't know if it's your lead magnet or if it's the fact that your page isn't congruent with the lead magnet or whatever. There's all kinds of reasons, but test and improve. I've heard big marketers say that real marketers know how to do split tests and know how to test things. I don't get that geeky, but they are right. You do need to test and improve. So to wrap that up and summarize, 1, start with what you know, something that you can talk about. 2, keep it simple. Doesn't need to be complicated or fancy. 3, give real value, which is something that will help your leads. 4, focus on one thing for each lead magnet. 5, know your audience. know how to talk to them and speak into what kinds of thoughts are going through their head. 6, use tools that you're comfortable with and already know how to use. Use what you know. 7, create a clear call to action, like on the button and also how to get the thing, right? 8, make it attractive, but also keep it simple. That's kind of goes with the other one. 9, share a story so that it's more personal and engages them and brings them in to get to know you a little bit. 10, test and improve, repeat, off to the races. Okay, I'm going to introduce myself one last time for the third segment of this video. And I might be repeating myself a little bit, but I'm going to give you 5 common lead magnet mistakes because we're going to stick with lead magnets for this whole segment. And if you're ready, I'm going to introduce myself again because, again, I'm going to split this video off into 3 different subtopics. Okay. Hey, it's Ginny in my beautiful home business attic office. I love working from home, and I want you to be able to have the dream of working from anywhere, whether it's your home business attic, your home business porch, your couch, your kitchen table. Whatever it is that you desire, I hope you get it. And I'm here to help and share tools and tips, advice, whatever it is that I'm learning along the way to help you out. So let's dive into these lead magnet mistakes. Number 1, making your lead magnet too complicated. So in this case, if it's too complicated and it's not simple and it's not easy to digest, people will feel overwhelmed and they won't do anything. If they don't get any results from what you give them, they're probably not going to stick around, right? Because they're going to find the next shiny object, the next person that they think has the answer to their problem because you didn't solve it, right? So don't make it too complicated, but give them a simple solution that will work. I know that not all solutions work for all people. Solutions fit certain people, but you get my drift. Don't make it too complicated. Number 2 is offer something real, something of real value. So, like I said on number 1, with making it too complicated, your solution, even if it is just in your free eMag, download, whatever it is. By the way, little side note. Some people ask, and this is a common question, is how much do I give away for free? And over the years, I've heard different answers to that question. But the last one I heard makes a lot of sense. Rachel Peterson, she actually just said, everything I teach is actually free in all my videos. However, good luck searching through them all, right? So a lot of people will pay to have her help them get through whatever process it is, like in a workshop or a one-on-one or her, or her groups, whatever. So my point is offering real value, real things that will really help the people. That's what you need to do. Give them a quick win to start with. So if it's weight loss, get them to lose a pound in that first week that they know you or whatever. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just not being able to walking across the room. That's big. So just get them a quick win of some kind. Maybe it's just getting a good night's sleep, or maybe like my home business, How to Make Money from Home ebook. The very first thing I tell them is just sell stuff that you have at home. That's a quick, easy win because they just put it out there, they sell it, they got money in hand, they're ready to go. It's like, yay, I made money. So that's the first step. Then after that, maybe they want to dive into some deeper businesses that they want to create for themselves and more impact and stuff like that. But start with a win, something of real value, right? Number 3 is don't use too complex of tools. Now this I could get guilty of. I can see myself. I'm teaching a workshop next week and I could get too geeky where people are lost and they're like, oh, I could see myself doing this. So I'm going to have to tone it down and try to keep it as simple as possible without too many, because I am technical and I do like technology and I like figuring it out. So that one is a challenge for me. So don't use, using too complex of tools or making it too tech heavy for your audience. Number 4, skipping the call to action. So if you don't tell people how to get your thing, like sign up, like download, it doesn't keep them moving forward through your funnel. It doesn't keep them moving forward through your page or whatever. So you do need to have a clear call to action. Don't skip it. And I've been guilty of that. A lot of times in my videos, I miss call to actions. So, yeah. If you want to be a part of that workshop next week, by the way, type workshop if you're watching this live. Otherwise, you probably won't see this in time. But you can get the recording. It won't be free anymore. So, drop workshop. Okay, and the last mistake is just failing to do the research, failing to understand who your audience is. So, you want to make sure it's relevant. And again, that just goes back to offering real value. You want to give them something that they're actually looking for and that they actually asked for and needed. Here's a little secret. I just discovered this, and I probably shouldn't show you, but this is kind of cool. Have you ever heard of, is this me? Yeah. Have you ever heard of Answer the Public? So Answer the Public is not free, but you can do a few searches, right? But check this out. I just learned this the other day. If you go to Google, you can type in, okay, like this first one, lead magnet. I did this, lead magnet. If you scroll down, it's going to say, people ask, what is a lead magnet? Are lead magnets worth it? And then if you click one of them, it brings more up. Do lead magnets still work? If I click it, it brings more up. So these are all questions that people searched for on Google. That's cool, right? Yeah, so extra bonus little secret there. Aren't you glad that you stuck around until the end of this video? Is my face? Oh yeah, I'm back. Okay, so let's wrap that up. Number 1, don't make it too complicated. Number 2, offer real value, something that will help them. Number 3, don't use complex tools. Don't make it too techy. Number 4 is don't skip the call to action. And number 5 is understand your audience. I hope that helps. Good luck creating your lead magnets. Again, if you want help with that, I have a workshop next week where we're going to go through it from beginning to end, and we're going to talk about how to create all the ways that you can create these lead magnets. Make it a great day. I'll see you in your inbox. Drop any of the keywords that you want for my lead magnets that I created, like AI for the cheat sheet, like ebook for my ebook, safety for my online safety course, stuff like that. Just whatever. You can also find it, of course, in the YouTube description. So make it a great day. I'll see you next time.